Hi guys, it's Yolanda from inkwelleditorial.com, and address a question that I got in the SEO writing webinar that I gave today. And it's a frequent one that I get. And it's about how to set your freelance writing rates. I've been writing, just to give a little I've been writing SEO content since 2007. So basically online content is kind of the only content I've been writing for the last 13, 14 years. And when I first got into SEO writing, I started doing it because I had lost the last full-time job that I ever had. Again, this was back in 2007. And I had a fairly new house, which meant a big old mortgage. I had an SUV, I had credit card debt. In short, I had all of the financial trappings that comes with living a middle-class life in a pretty happening city like Atlanta. But I lost my job and I was broke and I was desperate and I was scared. So I went back to freelancing. By then I kept that job for like a year and a half, and I kind of let my freelance writing business slide. I had a few clients, favorite clients, that if they asked me to do something, I would do it, but I hadn't actively marketed for any work. I had let a lot of my clients that, I didn't want to work with anymore, I had let them go. So basically, I was starting over from scratch in 2007 when I found myself without a job and all these bills to pay and very little money in the bank. Speaking of money, I had none. I had to borrow from my sister. I had to borrow from my uncle. I had to borrow from my best friend. So when I say I needed money like quick, fast, and in a hurry, meant like quick, fast, and in a hurry. And if you remember back in 2007, 2008, that's when the foreclosure crisis started. A lot of banks were going under. People were losing their homes left, right, front, and center, losing their jobs left, right, front, and center. So I was caught up in all of that. There weren't a lot of jobs to be had. So basically, I had to make freelancing work again, freelance writing work again. So that's what I decided. So that's the backdrop of how I came to SEO writing. And how I set my rate is directly relevant to that, because I set my rates according to what I needed to live, to pay my mortgage, to make my car payment so they wouldn't repossess it, to keep up with my credit card payments, all of that. So I sat down, added up all my bills and say, this is what I needed to make at a bare minimum in order to be able to sustain myself. And so I started writing SEO content, and I charged $25 per article. And at the time, that was like a pretty hefty sum, because if you check SEO writing rates back then, it was not uncommon to see them for $3 for 500 words, or if you saw one for like $10 for an article, it was like, ooh, that's a high-paying job. But I knew I couldn't write for that, because I said to myself, if you can't get $25 per article for 500 words, and right now, and then that was my rate for 500 words, then you need to be doing something else. So it was really just that simple for me. And sometimes, being on the brink of disaster is what you need in order to say, okay, what do I need at a minimum, in order to make a living here? And I got lambasted from that, from many in the freelance writing community. Freelance writers tend to be a pretty nice bunch. We are pretty nice people, but you start talking freelance writing rates, and oh my God, the conversation can go left really, really quickly. But anyway, I was like, I don't care what other people are saying. I did feel kind of guilty. I felt bad. I was like, maybe I should be charging more, whatever. But I was like, unless these people are going to show up on the first of the month and pay my mortgage and send me money for my electric bill and make my car payment, I'm doing okay over here. And I actually went on to write an ebook called How to Make $250 per Day Writing Simple 500-Word Articles. And that came from my experience at the time, because that's what I was averaging pretty quickly after starting to write SEO content. I'm talking 3-4 months after having started writing. I got so busy at that rate, which is a sign that you're charging too low if you're like overwhelmed. But I was happy for the work, because it allowed me to keep pace with my bills and even put a little money away. And, I eventually did raise my rates. I think it was 9 months, a year, maybe 13, 14 months, somewhere around in there. I eventually raised my rates to $35 an article. Then I went to 50, then I went to 75, and, it went on up from there. Now it's, $250 for an article. So or a post or whatever you want to call it. But I was glad I did those cheap jobs because I feel like I got thrown into the deep end of the SEO writing pool, and I learned a lot of stuff really quick, turnaround times, basically what SEO writing was. I had a baseline understanding of it when I first started after Googling it, because when I first started, I had no idea what SEO writing was, and landed a client, and they gave me so much work. So I learned on the fly. I looked at it as learning on somebody else's dime. And that set me up for where I am today. I make money writing in several different ways, and all of that comes from SEO writing, because knowing SEO teaches you how to market online. So it is a skill that you can use to market your own products and services online, which is what I do, which is what I've expanded into. I still write for clients, but now I only take on those projects that I want to take on. I don't have to take on another freelance writing client ever. I make money under my own steam, doing my own products and services, ebooks, self-publishing romance, blogging, affiliate marketing, and e-courses. So, but none of that would have happened had I not learned how to write SEO content. So back to setting your rate though, do what works for you, because we all freelance for different reasons. You may be a college student who just needs some extra pocket money, or you may be a stay-at-home parent who your household just need an extra $500 or $1,000 per month, or you may be, like a digital nomad, want to travel the world, not take a traditional job, but make a full-time salary so you can save for retirement. Whatever your goals are, do what works for you and just drown out all of the noise, because at the end of the day, nobody has to pay your bills but you. So that's my take on it. I hope this has helped. And if you want to know more about how to make money writing online, i.e. SEO content, I give a free webinar on it. There's a link below, so you can just sign up for that. And I also have a class on it. But take the free webinar first, bring your questions. I answer any and all questions you may have about it. Again, I've been doing this since 2013. I've seen the industry growth, and it is still one of the hottest niches in freelance writing, and it will be for a long time, simply because we're in the age of internet and digital marketing, and the internet is not going anywhere. So neither is SEO writing. All right, see you in the next video. I hope this has helped. Bye.